This is how it all began. As we made our final descent into Guatemala City, I couldn't help but feel nervous and excited about the week that lay in store.
United Star Alliance Network in this Newark Flight Base crew would like to be the first ones to welcome you to the city of Guatemala.
As soon as the plane landed, there was no time to waste. We were leaving Guatemala City on our way to San Lucas. Many residents there are Mayan Indians. When we arrived, the service had already begun. After a good night's rest, we headed to Santa Barbara, the location of Mission Christian International.
I don't care who drives here. There's bumps everywhere, guys. I'm sorry. Brother Chuck did a good job. Oh, yeah.
As we drove through the countryside, we seemed to be transported back in time to a world like none other we had ever known. When we finally made it to Mission Christian International, the house was not what I expected to see. There was no paint on the walls, and parts of the roof was not even complete, but it was already being used by missionaries. It had all the comforts of home. Well, sort of. People didn't have much, but there was a simple and peaceful way of life here that seemed appealing to me. That night at service, I met a few friends that got a kick out of one of my light pins.
La Biblia dice que separado de Dios nada podemos hacer. Pero
The following evening, we went to a church in Zonga City. It was kind of like a barn with dirt floors. I couldn't help but think of the 1906 Azusa Street revival and how it began in a place similar to this. The next day, we went to the market in Pontaloo. It was a very different way to shop than what I was used to back home. There was no Walmart Supercenter, no Target, no grocery stores. Just ordinary people selling items to each other. Chuda had a sister named Dora that had one of these shops that she ran with her family. After picking up a few supplies at the market, we headed back to Santa Barbara. We had a 2-hour drive to the service that evening. St. James had one of the most breathtaking views I'd ever seen. At sunset, you couldn't help but think of the glory and the majesty of God. Sometimes the little things we do will have a big impact on others, like taking the time to pray and encourage someone. On our last day there, Chuda had a special event planned. It was a New Year's celebration with the kids from the village, Guatemala style. Now it was time for the final service.
For the things that are in the world are going to corrupt you.
Porque las cosas del mundo son corrupción.
We're going to follow Jesus.
Nosotros somos seguidores de
We're
Jesús.
going to look up
Nosotros vamos a
to
Dios.
the Lord.
Days seem like hours, and hours like minutes. But the time had come to leave the people here and head back home. It was December 31st, and tomorrow would begin a new year. And for me, a new perspective on life. We were going home changed. Changed by a world we had never known. Changed by the strange addiction of sharing the gospel of Jesus Christ in a foreign land.
He's coming back one day. King of kings and Lord of lords. He's coming back to shake the world.
This is not the end of our story, only the beginning. The journey may be over, but our mission is far from complete. So many lives still to touch, so many souls still left to reach. There are 7.13 billion people in the world. Some may seem like that's an impossible job. I agree, but that's our commission. Where do we start, you might ask? Oh, that's easy. You start with one.